If China were to invade the Philippines, the first 48 hours would likely be marked by a series of rapid and complex events involving military, political, and humanitarian dimensions. Here are key aspects that could unfold. Military actions. 1. Initial strikes and landings. China might begin with precision missile strikes on key military installations, communication hubs, and air defenses in the Philippines. Amphibious and airborne forces could be deployed to secure strategic locations, such as ports, airfields, and government centers. 2. Philippine Defense Response. The Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, would mobilize to defend key locations and repel Chinese advances. Naval and air skirmishes might occur as the Philippine Navy and Air Force attempt to disrupt Chinese operations. 3. International military movements. The United States, bound by the Mutual Defense Treaty with the Philippines, could begin mobilizing forces to support the Philippines, potentially deploying naval and air assets to the region. Other allies and regional powers might also begin military preparations or movements in response to the invasion. Political and diplomatic reactions. 1. Philippine government actions. The Philippine government would likely declare a state of emergency or martial law, mobilizing all national resources for defense. Diplomatic channels would be used to call for international assistance and condemnation of China's actions. 2. International responses. Immediate condemnation from countries around the world, particularly from the United States, Japan, Australia, and European nations. Emergency sessions of the United Nations Security Council and other international bodies to address the crisis. Economic sanctions and other punitive measures against China could be discussed and potentially implemented. Humanitarian impact. 1. Civilian casualties and displacement. The initial conflict would likely result in civilian casualties and significant displacement of people in the affected areas. Humanitarian organizations would begin mobilizing to provide aid, though their efforts might be hampered by ongoing hostilities. 2. Communication disruptions. Cyber attacks and physical damage to infrastructure could disrupt communications, making it difficult for civilians to access information and for authorities to coordinate responses. Media and information warfare. 1. Information control and propaganda. Both China and the Philippines would engage in information warfare, using media and cyber operations to control the narrative and influence international and domestic opinion. Social media and news outlets would be flooded with conflicting reports, propaganda, and possibly misinformation. Long-term implications. The events of the first 48 hours would set the stage for a prolonged conflict or a rapid escalation to a broader regional war, depending on the responses of the international community and the effectiveness of diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis. Philippine citizens will be in panic and basic needs will be out of stock in a matter of days. The best thing to do is immediately go out of the country. What's your plan in case this happens? Type it on the comments below. Please don't forget to click the like, subscribe, and notifications bell button. Check my channel or click this next video for more interesting information you don't want to miss.